It's a plenty good thing we ride this way.
Thanks for scaring the line away. Are you an outlaw?
My friend and I are on the side of the law. This mask is a symbol of justice. You know, these woods can be full of danger. Are you here all alone?
Uh-huh. I'm Robbie Talbot. Mom and I live just down the valley. I was looking for a Christmas tree. That one there. I started to get it when the lion came.
Isn't there someone who can help you?
Only Mom. I'm the man in the family. I know it's 2 weeks before Christmas, but I thought I'd get the tree decorated early. Might cheer Mom up a little.
Well, it's a fine tree. Suppose we help you.
That's plenty big axe for a little boy to handle.
Oh, I can handle it all right. But I guess you wouldn't mind if you helped.
Right, boys.
Mom's sure gonna like this tree. I just gotta make this the best Christmas she ever had. Gosh, it sure looks easy when you do it.
Come on, Robbie. Let's head for your ranch.
Now let me show you. This is where Pop did some of his work. I used to help him carve on the smaller things. My Pop's the best saddle maker in the whole West.
Well, I'm sure he is, Robbie.
Maybe you met him someplace, huh? Ben Talbot?
Robbie, please.
He's been in about every mining town in the state.
We never hear of him.
He's gonna be home for Christmas, isn't he, Mom?
Well, perhaps, Robbie, but don't count on it.
I guess that'd be about the best Christmas present we could have. And we wouldn't care if he never found any gold, as long as he came home.
Son, why don't you take care of our guest horses? I'm sure they could use some water and maybe some oats.
Sure, Mom. I got so busy talking about politics, and forgot my manners. Be right back.
Sure, son. You're very proud of Robbie, aren't you, Mrs. Talbot?
Oh, I am. You know, if it weren't for Robbie, well, there are times I don't think I could go on.
You feel better when husband get back.
Well, that's just it. I know Ben won't be home for Christmas. I think Robbie knows it, too, but he's just trying to cheer me up.
Has Mr. Talbot been gone long?
6 months. Oh, I've prayed he'd give up this crazy search of his, but, well, it's gone on too long. I'm sure he's afraid to return home a failure.
Him want gold that bad?
Oh, I'm not blaming him, really. After all, he's doing it for me and for Robbie. But it's become so important to him. I sometimes wonder if he's forgotten the things he left behind.
Gold fever does strange things to a man, Mrs. Talbot. Do you hear from him at all?
Well, the letters don't come very often. He moves from camp to camp, you know. Oh, he tries so hard to be cheerful, but, oh, I know how it must be for him. At this moment, I have no idea where he is.
Has he given up his business completely?
Yes. Ben's always had the idea that unless he was rich, Robbie and I wouldn't be happy. Oh, he's so wrong. All we ever wanted was to be together and to be a family.
Boys say him saddle maker. There's plenty need for men like him.
I know. Well, if only he would realize that we love him for himself. You know, all Robbie dreams of is to be as good a saddle maker as his father.
Your horses are watered, masked man. And gosh, that stallion of yours is really something.
Thanks, Robbie. I think we'd better be on our way.
Mister, I have something for you.
What is it?
It's a leather watch case I made for Pop's Christmas present. I was going to surprise him, but now, would you like to have it?
I'd like it very much, Robbie. Thank you.
And if you ever see my Pop, would you tell him, please tell him, that Mom and I love him, and we sure do miss him.
Thank you.
What do you think, Kemo Sabe?
Ben Talbot has a misguided sense of values. He's lost, Tonto. If he can't find himself, maybe somebody else ought to try.
Boys say your father come home with the best Christmas present he and Mother ever have.
We're going to try to make that wish come true. Come on. Any luck in Gold River?
Ben Talbot gone almost 2 months. Him not have many friends. People say him always keep to himself. Him have bad gold fever.
Could you find out where he went?
Them think maybe him go to town name of Anderson. Their new gold strike there.
That's about 30 miles from here.
What do you say to Ben Talbot when we see him?
Well, I don't know, Tonto. We've got to find him first. Let's move out.
This ghost town, Kemo Sabe?
Ghosts don't make music, Tonto.
Stand right where you are.
Well, please don't be frightened. We're not outlaws.
Why'd you come here?
We'd like to ask you a few questions. We're looking for a man who used to live here.
There ain't nobody left in Anderson but Martha and me.
Our name's Hannah. Like my husband says, we're the only ones living here now.
Others all gone?
They left when the gold vein ran out about a month ago.
Fools, all of them. Looking for something they ain't never going to find.
I agree with you, Mr. Hannah. That's exactly why we're here. Oh, I'm sorry if we interrupted you.
Oh, no. Josh and me were just singing some Christmas songs. It's kind of a regular habit with us at Christmas time.
Why you not leave with others?
Because it's our home, for one thing. We had a boy. He's buried on a little hill outside of town. Got killed by a miner that went crazy with the gold fever.
Josh and me are getting on in years. Our needs are simple. We'll be happier here in Anderson.
It's kind of nice here. Peaceful like. Nobody fighting and yelling over gold. Just Martha and me and our boy. Together at Christmas like it used to be.
You said you were looking for someone?
A man named Ben Talbot. We understand he lived here in Anderson a few months ago.
Yes, remember, Josh? That quiet fella stayed down at the boarding house.
Oh, yes, I remember. Seemed like a nice enough sort. But there was always something kind of strange about him. Like something was eating at his insides, driving him on.
He was looking for gold like the others, but somehow Ben was different.
Well, if he hadn't got mixed up with the Stark brothers, why, it might have turned out all right Sunday.
The Stark brothers?
Oh, they're a couple of real bad ones. Always causing trouble. I wouldn't put nothing past those two. Had a couple of robberies here in town. Folks thought maybe the Starks done it, but they never could prove it.
When the vein ran out, Ben left town with the Starks.
You hear them say where them go?
Well, Bear Creek, most likely.
That's quite a ways, mister. You aren't planning to ride tonight, are you? We've got a whole town full of rooms here.
Well, thank you, Mrs. Hannah, but I think we'd better be going.
You're real anxious to find Ben, ain't you?
Yes. We appreciate what you've told us. You've been very kind.
Good luck in your search, mister, and Merry Christmas to both of you.
The same to you folks. Merry Christmas.
Go on, Martha, play some more. Play the one our Jim used to like. The angels did say, was to certain poor shepherds in fields as they lay, in fields where they lie their sheep on a cold winter's night.
What did you find out, Tonto?
Bank and Danville robbed by 3 men. 2 Stark brothers were recognized.
Was the third man Ben Talbot?
I may not know, Kemo Sabe. Posse already followed them. Sheriff think them take direction of Anderson, but him lose trail.
Maybe we'll have better luck.
Trail of Talbot take us to many town. You think maybe this time we find him?
Tonto, I'm sure of one thing. The man with the Stark brothers is Ben Talbot, and we do find him. He won't be spending Christmas at home. Come on.
We lost the posse for good, all right. Better hole up in Anderson for a day or so. Nobody'd think to come looking for us there.
Yeah, look over there.
If they're after us, we'll fight them off from town. Come on.
Going on here? Who are they?
Stark brothers. They robbed a bank in Danville. We trail them here. Where's your wife, Mr. Hannah?
Down by the old cafe. She's safe enough. Is Ben Talbot with them?
We not know yet. They're one other man.
Got to figure a way to get over there.
Hey, there's a back door to the hotel. Leads right into the lobby.
Tonto, keep me covered. I'm going over there.
Man's on this side of the street. I can't see him now.
He ain't got a prayer getting in here. Not against 3 guns.
I don't like this, George. It's too quiet out there. Something's gone on.
If you're so worried, why don't you go out and take a look?
That isn't necessary, mister. Now drop your guns.
Look, mister, you're wearing a mask. Maybe we can make a deal. We're carrying a lot of gold in our saddlebags.
I don't wear this mask to cover criminal acts. Save your pleas for the judge. Now outside.
Well, doggone if he didn't get them all. Yep, it's them Starks, all right.
Hold it! Tonto, keep them covered.
Him be all right.
You sure done a bang-up job getting these fellas. But it looks like your search for Ben Talbot ain't over.
What do you mean?
Well, that sure ain't him.
Are you positive?
Yep. That ain't him. I thought sure Ben was riding with you, no counts.
He was, Pop, but he ain't no more.
What happened?
As soon as he found out we were planning a robbery, he pulled out. Told my brother first off he wouldn't be no use to us.
Where Ben Talbot now?
Still looking for gold, I suppose. Last we heard, he was in Searle, little gold town north of here.
How long ago was that?
Last week.
Tonto, you take these men to the sheriff in Danville. You'll find the gold in their saddlebags.
You going to Ciro's with the mask on?
Don't reckon I will, Sonny.
It's like I said, he tried to jump my claim. Ain't no man big enough to do that. I had to kill him.
Howdy, gents. Like to get a little information.
What are you going to pay?
Just looking for a fella. Thought you might know him.
Mind at that, old-timer. But you still got to pay.
Ain't gold. Guess what'll do, huh?
What's the question?
Looking for a fella named Talbot. Ben Talbot. Know where I might find him?
Might know just where he is, too.
Robbery. That's what it is. All right. Where'll I find him?
Right over there, pounding that steak in front of his tent.
Young whippersnippers always picking on an old-timer. It just ain't justice, that's all. Hey, Ben Talbot.
Yeah?
Like to talk to you a bit.
Oh, look, mister, I'm busy. Go talk to somebody else.
Ain't anybody else I want to talk to. You, son.
Like I said, I'm busy.
Too busy to talk about the wife and little Robbie?
What do you know about them? Has anything happened?
Nothing like that. Just thought you'd like to hear about the family.
What? Sure. Come and sit a spell.
Thank you.
How come you happen to be at my place?
Oh, just passing through. Horse got a little tired. Wife and boy gave me some water. That's sure a fine woman you got there, Ben. And that boy of yours, he's something to be proud of. Of course, don't have to tell you that, do I?
Are you sure they're all right?
Ain't sick. They sure ain't got anything to dance about.
What do you mean by that?
Well, now don't get me wrong, Ben. I ain't trying to pry. That family of yours is sure lonesome.
Well, don't you think that's my business?
Sure it is. Just thought you'd like to hear from home. Ain't having much luck finding gold, are you?
I'll strike it one of these days.
When you do, Ben, think it'll make you happier?
I can give my family everything. All they've ever wanted.
All I want is you, Ben. You ever think of that? By the time you find what you're looking for, that boy of yours is going to be all grown up. Best part of having kids is watching them grow, develop into something you can be proud of. Too bad if you miss that.
How come you're so interested in me? You're a prospector. You ought to know how it is.
Yep, reckon I do. You ain't the first man to leave his family and go looking for gold. Sometimes a fella waits too long. Gets too late to go back. Ain't too late for you, Ben. You can still be home by Christmas.
Yeah. A failure.
Depends on what you call a failure, Ben. Those men back there, fighting, killing, full of greed. When they do strike it rich, they gotta fight just as hard to keep it. Is that what you want, Ben? You want your wife and boy to live that kind of a life?
I thought about all that. I've even tried going back. I must admit the glitter of gold has become a bit tarnished by now, but how can I face them? I want them to be proud of me.
They are proud of you, Ben. Proud that you're a saddle maker.
You know about that?
Yeah, sure do. Your boy told me. Oh, say, plumb near forgot. Made this himself for your Christmas present.
Robbie made this?
Sure did. Mighty proud of you, Ben. Said he wanted to grow up to be just like you.
It is a beautiful piece of work. Quite a boy, isn't he? Imagine him making this for me.
Still a couple of days left before Christmas. Ben, you can be home by Christmas Eve if you wanna. Merry Christmas.
Lunch is about ready, Robbie. You want to wash up first?
I'll get that wood in first, Mom. It'd be kind of nice to have a fire on Christmas Eve.
Son.
Merry Christmas, Pop.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, Ben.
I knew you'd come home, Pop. I just knew it.
And I'm home to stay this time, Robbie. And that's a promise. To my family and to the Lone Ranger. Well, Silver! Away!
Why we stop here, Kemo Sabe?
Tonto, don't you recognize this area?
It's been many years since we ride this way. That road leads to Tylerville.
That's right. Roy Hillman's hometown.
I wonder how Hillman gets along since him released from prison.
I've been wondering the same thing. It's been over a month now.
You think him go straight from now on?
I'm sure he will. That is, if he's allowed to.
What do you mean?
Tonto, it's hard for a small town like Tylerville to accept an ex-convict back. The townspeople can learn to trust Hillman, forget about his past, and everything will be all right.
And if they're not able to forget?
Let's drop in on Roy, see how he's getting along.
I think that's a good idea, Kemo Sabe.
Let's go.
I'm a law-abiding man, and I don't aim to allow no ex-bank robber to settle down in this that'll be $1 even, Miss Guthrie. Thank you. There you are. Well, I ain't seen you around for 3-4 days, Hillman. I kind of figured you might have left town.
No, I'm still here, Mr. Lacey.
You're the stubborn type, ain't you?
I'd like a sack of flour.
Fresh out.
How about a pound of coffee?
Nope.
Lacey, I ought to...
You ought to what, jailbird?
Sorry I'm so clumsy. There are your packages, ma'am.
Thank you, Mr. Hillman.
Yes, ma'am.
This fella annoying you, Miss Tyler?
Annoying me, Mr. Lacey? Certainly not.
All right, jailbird. On your way.
Miss Tyler?
Yes, Mr. Hillman. We mustn't block the store entrance, must we? Well, did you see that Miss Tyler talking to that jailbird?
I don't think you're very wise to do that, Miss Tyler. Lacey's just the sort of a man who'll spread this all over town.
Let him. I never did care much what this town thinks, Mr. Hillman. The truth is, I've been wanting to talk to you for a long time. It's made me sick inside to see the way the people have been treating you. I feel as though I should apologize for the whole town, and particularly for my brother.
You're very kind.
I suppose you know it's Jess who's kept everyone stirred up.
Yes, ma'am, I do.
It can be a terrible thing to live in a town named after your father, Mr. Hillman. Sometimes Jess thinks of Tylerville as a private estate, a family trust. He thinks he has the right to decide who should be allowed to settle here and who shouldn't.
Well, I don't know whether he has the right to or not, but I'm beginning to feel he has the power.
Don't let him beat you, Mr. Hillman. Don't let him.
I'll try not.
Speaking of the devil.
Get away from my sister, jailbird.
Bye, Mr. Hillman.
Just a minute. Maybe this town hasn't made its position clear yet, Hillman. Tylerville is a respectable place, and you aren't good enough to live in it. I recommend you leave by the end of the week.
Well, now I'll tell you, Tyler.
Mr. Tyler, jailbird.
I said I'd tell you, Tyler.
Hold it! Hold it!
Get out of my way, Sheriff.
I said hold it, Jess. Unless you want to be booked for disturbing the peace.
Better have someone look after that lip, son. There's a doctor over at Twin Springs.
No, I'm all right. I ought to kill you for that, Tyler.
There goes a man you ought to jail, Sheriff. There ain't none of us safe with him running around loose.
I wouldn't worry about it, Jonah. I got a hunch he won't be around very long. He didn't much like the whip.
And I suppose you're proud of using it.
You're a fine one to talk about pride. Lacey told me how you were carrying on with Hillman.
No doubt you disapprove, brother.
As long as you're living under my roof, Missy, you'd better...
Then I'll stop living under your roof. I'll move out this afternoon.
You'll what?
There are plenty of boarding houses. No doubt Mrs. Grant's mates with your high moral standards.
Got a lot of fire, that girl. And being so upset and all, I think it's best to call off that school board meeting tonight, Jess.
We'll call off nothing. She'll calm down. Meeting be at my place at 8, same as always.
All right, I'll see you.
You know, you ought to be careful of Hillman, Jess. He sounded as if he really meant it when he threatened to kill you. And remember, you haven't had a gun in your hand in years.
I can take care of myself. I've still got that cap and ball pistol in the attic. And this.
I don't want to talk about it anymore, Jess.
We never used to argue like this, Annie. And what are we arguing over now? A convict, a bank robber.
A human being. What's happened to you, Jess? What's made you so righteous, so sure you're fit to throw the first stone? It's dangerous to play God, Jess.
Don't blaspheme. I've been thinking of the town. Nothing else. I want to see it grow. Maybe even be the capital someday. That's why it has to be a clean town, not a hangout for ex-convicts. What's to prevent Hillman from robbing again? He did it once.
He served his sentence, paid his debt. Who are you to ask him to go on paying forever? Oh, Jess.
Anne, are you in love with that man?
I hardly know him. How can I be in love with him? Of course I'm not in love with him.
Anne! Anne, it's getting late. Sun will be down soon. Why don't you...
Goodbye, Jess. Giddy up.
Anne! Listen! Anne!
What's made you so righteous? So sure you're fit to throw the first stone. It's dangerous to play God, Jess.
Doctor. I gotta get to the doctor.
Sabe, man on horseback come down road.
Who's there?
Friends, Roy.
I knew I recognized that voice. Come on in. Hello, Tonto. How are you?
Be fine, Roy. Nice to see you again.
Well, what are you two doing here in Tylerville?
Well, we're on our way to Texas and thought we'd drop by to see how you were getting along.
You plan on making a trip?
Well, yes. As a matter of fact, I get pretty tired of this neck of the woods.
Folks been giving you trouble, Roy?
Folks giving me trouble? Why? What's the sense of my lying to you? Sure, they've been giving me trouble, plenty of trouble. Gets worse every day. Can't get a job, no credit, nothing. See, when my father died, he left me this place, and I'd like to stay here, but I can't if I can't get a job and pay the taxes. First, there's still one way I can get money.
It wasn't a very intelligent remark, Roy.
When a man gets to the end of his rope, he ceases to be intelligent. I can't stand up to the whole town.
Maybe not. But you, Tonto, and I can certainly talk reason to one man.
One man? What do you mean?
A long time ago, I learned an important fact about intolerance. No one's born with it. It has to be taught. Now, who's the teacher here?
I see what you mean. Yes, the man you want is named Jess Tyler.
I don't believe I know him.
Well, his family founded this town. Got a lot of influence. Kind of a guy who never makes a mistake himself and can't stand anybody who does.
Where does this Tyler live?
The other side of town.
We should be able to be over...
Hold it. Now reach. All of you. Get Hillman's gun belt. You two, put him on the table.
Sheriff, what's this all about?
Yeah, from the looks of that carpetbag, Hillman, we got her just in time.
What?
I take it we're under arrest, Sheriff. Are we allowed to know the charge?
You sure are, mister. It's murder.
Murder?
And the victim's name?
Jess Tyler.
Yes. And from the way his house looked, you must have had a fight on your hands, Hillman.
I haven't been near Tyler's house.
You deny you threatened him?
Oh, no, but...
What'd you do with the body, Hillman?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Would you mind, Sheriff, we took a look at Tyler's place? We might find some evidence there as to what happened.
Why not? We can take Hillman's confession there as well as any other place. Now get moving. You might even think of where you hid the body on the way over there.
Ah, I see you got him.
Easy as falling off a lawn.
Just a minute. Where do you think you're going?
There's a bullet hole in the floor, Sheriff. A little digging may tell us what kind of a gun was used.
You're just chock full of ideas, ain't you? Why don't we get rid of his mask, Sheriff? No telling how many wanted posters you got on this character.
All right, mister. Off with it.
Sorry, Sheriff, but the mask remains on.
Lacey, help the gentleman.
Now then, mister, let's see what you look like. Hold
Tonto, bring the gun!
I'm sorry, mister. I got no choice. I gotta get away or they'll railroad me for sure.
Running away never solved anything, Roy. You've got to go back and face them.
What?
The town's got to see that you're not afraid of justice and the truth. Only a guilty man would run away. You're not guilty, Roy. What do you say?
All right, mister, let's go.
And I swear to uphold the laws of Polk County and the town of Tylerville. So help me. Now say I do.
I do.
All right, you're all deputies. Now get that posse going.
Let's go, men.
Sheriff. Sheriff, I just heard. Is it true? Is Jess dead?
Well, now, Ann...
Tell me the truth. Did Roy Hillman kill my brother?
No, we didn't, Miss Tyler. Draw, Sheriff.
You got a lot of nerve coming back here to Tylerville. I suppose your pal's about halfway to Mexico by now.
No, Sheriff, I'm right here.
Hillman.
I'm sorry about the fight, Sheriff, but I couldn't let your friend remove my mask. We had no intention of running away from justice.
In time, justice proved that Tillman not killed Tyler.
The Tonto and I are not outlaws.
Tonto. Is your name Tonto?
That's right, miss.
Sheriff.
Wait a minute. Masked man rides a white horse? Let me see one of your bullets, mister. Why didn't you tell me about this before? I've heard a lot about you.
I didn't think you were in the mood to listen to explanations, Sheriff.
You think Hillman didn't kill Jess Tyler?
I'm not sure anyone killed Tyler. There has to be a body to prove murder.
Yes, but everybody knows.
Were your accusations based on fact or on prejudice? You're a lawman, Sheriff. You know that a man is innocent until proved guilty.
Something's happened to this town, mister. Something ugly. And I'm not proud of it.
What about you, Ann? Do you think I killed Jess?
No, I don't.
All right, mister, what now?
I'd like to do a little investigating on my own. That is, if the sheriff will agree.
Sure, I'll agree. I'll still have to hold this young fellow, though.
Where do you aim to start?
At Jess Tyler's house. You'd better wait here, Tonto.
I'll go with you. Any luck, mister?
Miss Tyler, what sort of a gun did your brother own?
I'm not sure.
Was it an old-fashioned cap and ball pistol?
Well, yes. Yes, it was, but how did you know? Is that bullet from Jess's gun?
Well, it's from an old-fashioned gun. There are very few around today.
Are you trying to say that Jess might have shot himself?
I think it's possible.
He was terribly upset when I left, but...
Miss Tyler. Is this a picture of your brother?
Yes. It was taken about 3 months ago.
Miss Tyler, where's the nearest doctor's office?
In Twin Springs, but...
And that's it. We saw your brother this evening. His leg was bandaged. He was heading for Twin Springs.
Are you sure?
I'm positive.
I knew that Mr. Hillman couldn't have committed a murder. And when Jess comes home tomorrow...
Bad news, Kemo Sabe.
What is it, Tonto?
Man named Lacey find out Hillman in jail. Townspeople form lynch mob.
No.
Sheriff hold off mob now, but not know for how long.
There's only one thing to do. We've got to produce Jess Tyler.
I know exactly where the doctor's office is. Let me ride to Twin Springs.
All right, Miss Tyler. Tonto and I'll go back to the jail. I can't tell you how important it is that you hurry. Good luck.
Who is it?
Ranger and Tonto.
It's a masked man.
How's everything?
Never so glad to see anyone in my life. How'd it go?
Apparently Tyler shot himself by accident. He's on his way to Twin Springs to a doctor. Ann's on her way there now.
Sheriff, this is Ed Lacey. We know you've got Hillman in there, so you might as well let us have him.
Well, if you got courage enough to come here and join us against this mob, I guess I got courage enough to go out there and talk to him.
Now listen to me, all of you. I just got word that Jess Tyler is still alive. He accidentally shot himself. He's over at the doctor's office in Twin Springs.
Who brought the word, Sheriff? That masked hombre in there? He's just as guilty as Hillman. Let's string them all up.
Yeah. Come on, man. Here we What makes good men turn into a lynch mob? Can you tell me that, mister?
Fear, Sheriff. Bigotry, cowardice.
Why don't you men clear out? They don't want you, and I don't stand a chance.
Would you clear out, Roy, if the tables were turned?
You think Ann found Tyler?
Just give her time.
Jess Tyler was a good man. None better. Are we going to let his murderers get away with it? No! No!
I'll try firing over their heads.
That was a warning. Here's another. The first man that tries to break into this office gets a bullet for his pains.
Well, that seems to have calmed him down a little bit.
Question is, how long will the calm last?
Look, Ann's never gonna make it. She's had more than enough time to get to Twin Springs and back.
You want me to break out, Kemo Sabe, and go to Twin Springs?
You never get through that crowd, Tonto.
Jay, you and Ralph get a battering ram. We'll show them.
Sheriff, bring your keys. Roy, you're not going to die without a chance to defend yourself. Open the cell.
Now make way for the ram. Come on.
This looks like the end, Kemo Sabe.
Keep faith, Tonto.
There we are. Everybody grab a hold. Y'all ready now, men? Yep. All together now. One more now. Come on now, one. Wait! Stop it! Stop it! Stop it! Stop it, Lazy! Well, yes, you're alive. Of course I'm alive. Go on, get out of here, all of you. Come on. We got no business here. No business. Let's go. Come on. Let's get out of here.
Everything is going to be all right, eh? All right.
What more can I say? I only hope that you stay in Tylerville for many years to come.
Thanks, Jess. I'd like.
I've learned my lesson, mister, thanks to you.
No thanks to me, Mr. Tyler. But I think you can see now what sort of a disease intolerance really is. It's a sickness that hurts the persecutor as badly as the persecuted.
It won't happen again. You have my word for it.
I'm sure it won't. Well, it's time that Tonto and I were on our way. Adios, friends.
I hate to see them go.
Oh, they'll be back, Ann, whenever they're needed. You can always depend on them, because they're Tonto and the Lone Ranger.
In the great southwest areas of the United States, where thousands of miles of land were patrolled by only a few lawmen, an outbreak of crime, violence, or corruption could occur at any time. That's why the Lone Ranger and Tonto were on the move again. They never knew where they might be needed next. Whether it took them in hot pursuit of desperate outlaws whose bullets sought to cut them down, or sent them chasing after evil men who strove to harm the innocent, or flung them into violent personal battle where each fight could be the last. And even on days of quiet, they could never be sure of what lay ahead. Now they were on their way to look in on the Ranger's old friend, Sheriff Bates.
Adios, Sheriff. It was good to see you again. Nice throw, Tonto.
Me think maybe desperate criminal come out back door of jail, Kemo Sabe.
There are no outlaws in that jail.
And Sheriff Bates not need our help?
He told me there hasn't been an outbreak of crime in this town in nearly 3 months. Not since we helped him capture the Lacey gang.
What we do then? Move on to next town?
Yeah, there are plenty of outlaws that aren't in jail. It's up to us to find them. Let's go.
No use, Kemo Sabe. This water hole dry up many days ago.
Well, I had no idea we had such arid land to cross.
Sun beat down plenty hot. Look like it not rain here in many months. Maybe glad when we get back to river country.
Tonto, that little lizard doesn't seem to mind the heat. He probably likes it here.
You give me a thick skin like that, Kemo Sabe, me not mind it either.
We'll head for the stagecoach road. There probably is a water hole there.
Gunfire come from over here, Kemo Sabe.
The stagecoach is due through here just about now.
Nearest town 200 miles away. No outlaw gang way out here.
There is one gang, the McKeevers. They specialize in committing crimes as far from civilization as possible. That's why the law has never caught up with them. But maybe we can. Come on.
Oh, it's you McKeevers again, eh?
That's right, Buckskin. It's us McKeevers again. Come on, I hand it over.
How come you're always picking on me? This is the third time this year.
Why not? You're such easy pickings.
Well, who wouldn't be? All by myself and way out here miles from nowhere.
All right, Buckskin. We'll see you soon again. Come on.
heard shots. What happened?
3 other owl hoots already beat you to it, mister. They got the gold shipment.
We not outlaws. We friends.
Yeah? Is that why he's wearing the mask?
Don't let this mask fool you. It's on the side of the law and always will be. Now, who are those men and which way they head?
Yeah, I reckon they ain't got nothing to lose, trusting you. It was the McKeevers. 2 brothers and a nephew. They headed north for them hills.
Tonto, we have a good chance of running them down. They haven't had much of a head start. Are you all right to drive the coach to the next stage stop?
Joe Briggs's place? Yeah, I reckon so. Not that he'd be much help. No doctors around.
He'll get you in shape. When you get into town, tell the sheriff to get the jail ready. We're going to try to bring in the McKeevers. Good luck. They left the trail here.
The track's still fresh, Kemo Sabe. They're not far ahead.
They obviously aren't expecting anyone to follow them so soon, or they'd taken time to cover up their trail.
If we ride fast, we maybe catch up with them before it gets dark.
Tonto, they know this country better than we do. We expect to take them by surprise. We'd better be extremely careful. Let's go.
Now, ain't that a pretty sight? Shouldn't we keep going, Uncle Seth? All this money, they're liable to send someone after us.
Oh, how can they, Chris? That driver won't be seeing anyone for days. Except maybe old Joe Briggs. He can't even get out of his cabin, though. He's all crippled up with the rheumatism. Now we camp here for the night and head for the border tomorrow.
I'll get some grub. Chris, get some wood for a fire, will you?
All right, Uncle Ward.
This is the place. The trail leads into that hollow.
Get the eats going. I'm near starved.
It'll be along directly. I'm not expecting company, Kemo Sabe.
Hold on, McKeever. You two. Stay where you are. So much death, my bullets won't miss you. Keep them covered, Tonto. The other one's getting away. On your feet, McKeever. Get their guns, Tonto, and we'll tie them up.
Well, I don't get it. Masked man working on the side of the law.
There's a lot you don't get, McKeever. Maybe when you're in jail, you'll understand things better.
Jail? That's what you're aiming to do. Try to put us in jail, huh?
We're not only going to try, we're going to succeed.
Mister, do you know how far it is to the nearest town?
I know.
At least 5 days' journey. You know, a lot can happen in 5 days.
The law tried to take us in before, but it ain't never succeeded.
No, and it never will. There ain't a lawman living don't deserve to have his head blown off.
You're pretty young to hate the law that much, son.
Why shouldn't I hate it? It killed my mother and father.
I can't believe that.
Well, the boy's telling the truth. You know, we was real law-abiding once, respectable farmers. Owned our own land. Me and Ward and my brother Luke.
Till the law moved in and killed Luke and his wife?
Must be more to it than that.
Oh, yeah, a lot more to it than that. Some crooks pulled a hold up near our farm. They came over and forced us to give them shelter. The law come after them. There was a gunfight. When the fight was over, Chris's ma and pa was dead.
I see. That was a terrible tragedy, son. But can't you see the lawmen were just doing their duty? If they'd let them escape, there might have been a lot more innocent people killed.
Yeah? Tell that to my mother and father in their graves.
You did a good job bringing him up so full of hate.
You bet I have. We've been getting even with the law for 6 years. We're going to keep on getting even with it.
Is that what you want, son? To spend the rest of your life running away from the law?
I'm doing all right. It's you who's going to be in trouble.
You know, I sort of get a kick out of this law trying to take us in. But I'm going to give you a warning, mister. Don't you or your friend never take your eyes off us, not for 1 second. Don't dare go to sleep. Don't ever trust us, not once. Because sooner or later, we're going to turn the tables on you. Sooner or later, we're going to kill you.
What is it now, McKeever?
Nothing. Just admiring the view. Still over 100 miles to the nearest town. Good 3 days trip. It's too bad none of us will ever get there.
You're wrong. We'll all get there. Now get moving.
You drink coffee fast. We not waste time.
Oh, don't make him wolf it in him. Give him a bellyache. Thanks. It's real good of you.
Keep them covered, Tom.
Do something, will you? That snake poison spreads fast. Don't let me lie here and die.
I'll have to cut the wound and get the poison out. Tonto, make a tourniquet.
What about these two, Kemo Sabe?
Your brother's going to die if we don't give him immediate attention. Do I have your promise that you and your nephew won't break away from here while we're taking care of him?
Sure, mister. We'll promise you anything. Anything you want.
We not trust this one, Kemo Sabe.
Neither do I, Tonto. You better keep him covered. You, come over here.
Hurry up, will you? That snake poison's spreading fast.
You want to save his life?
Yes.
I'm going to take a chance that you're not as cold-blooded as your uncle. You know how to make a tourniquet?
Yes.
We'll make one. All right, now grit your teeth. This is going to hurt. You did a good job. Without your help, I couldn't have saved his life. Now put out your hands. I'll have to tie you up again. It's too bad you're so set on being an outlaw. With capable hands like yours, you might have become a doctor.
You know, that was a real stupid thing for you to do, mister. You should let him die, and the odds would have been even. 2 against 2. You'd have stood a better chance of taking us in.
That's not the way the law works, McKeever. But I guess that's something you never taught your nephew, did you? What's the matter, Ward?
I just can't go no farther. Too sick.
We better camp here for the night. Chris, give me a hand with your uncle.
McKeever, get off horse. Get over there.
Is he going to be all right?
Well, I hope so. But thanks to your uncle, we had to wait too long before I could help him.
Mister, why did you do it?
Well, what do you mean?
Well, like Uncle Seth said, it's been a lot easier for you and the Indian if you'd let him die.
It's the duty of every lawman to save lives, not to take them.
Then why did the lawman kill my folks?
Chris, sometimes a tragedy like that can't be avoided. The lawman kills because he has to, not because he wants to.
Chris.
What is it, Uncle Seth?
It's real smart of you helping an ass man with your Uncle Ward. Made him trust you.
Yeah, guess it did.
Now we gotta turn that trust against him.
What do you mean?
I figured out a way to get him. But you gotta set the trap for me, Chris.
I do? How?
The Tomorrow we reach Canyon Creek. Now, the masked man and the Indian, they're going to have a hard time finding a safe place to cross. You're going to tell them the safest place of all.
Where?
Devil's Point.
Uncle Seth, there's nothing there but quicksand. Whoever's leading's a goner for sure.
Yeah, we know it's either the masked man or the Indian that's going to lead us.
But Uncle Seth, they did save Uncle Ward's life.
Oh, sure, they saved his life so he can go back to town and die at the end of a rope like the rest of us. These are lawmen, boy. Same kind of people that killed your ma and pa. You forgetting that?
No, I ain't forgetting.
All right, you going to tell them Devil's Point?
All right, Uncle Seth. Devil's Point.
Tonto.
Yes, Kemo Sabe.
The Keevers all right?
Me not take eyes out of them.
I thought I heard whispering. They might be up to something.
They make move, me shoot plenty fast.
Well, I hope it won't come to that. Something about that boy I think is worth saving.
Him listen to Uncle too much. You'll not have chance to talk sense into him.
Sometimes talk is less effective than action.
What you mean?
You treat a boy like a criminal. He may behave like one. But if you show him you think he's honorable, he may try to be honorable.
Plenty big risk to take.
With a boy like Chris, I think it's worth taking.
Hope you're right, Kemo Sabe.
Better get back on guard.
This bad place to try and cross, Kemo Sabe.
I know, Tonto. We've got to get across it fast. He needs medical attention, more than we can give him.
I know a good safe place to cross.
McKeever, I wouldn't trust any recommendation you made. Son, you know this river fairly well.
Yes.
Is there a safe place near here where we can cross?
Yes, there's a good safe place. It's about a half mile downstream. It's called Devil's Point.
All right, let's move on.
How is Uncle Ward?
Well, that good. We'll let him rest.
Boy, tell truth, Kemo Sabe. River plenty shallow here. Look like good place to cross. Me make sure.
McKeever, come over here.
You're one of the most suspicious men I ever met.
It's men like you that made me that way.
That's just like the boy said. Safe place to cross.
Kemo Sabe! Quicksand!
Yeah, a real safe place.
Son, I didn't think you could be as rotten as your uncle. I hoped there'd been a little decency left in you. Hold on, Tonto. I'll get you out.
Yeah, mister, how? You know, you're in a pickle. You don't help your friend fast, he's going to be dead. If you do help him, you're going to have to take that gun off us. Chris and me ain't going to stick around to see how you make out.
You planned this very cleverly, McKeever.
Yeah.
But you can't win.
And how do you plan on saving the Indian?
This gun is loaded. If you don't get Tonto out of there, I'll finish off the both of you.
Come on, Uncle Seth. We got to help him like he says.
Nah, he's just bluffing. It's a lawman's bluff. See, lawmen, they got to live by a code of decency. They can't shoot anybody unless in self-defense. He's not going to pull that trigger unless we give him cause. Meantime, your friend's sinking deeper and deeper. Of course, there is one way you could save your friend's life.
What's that?
Untie our hands, turn your guns over to Chris and me. We'll help you pull the Indian out. You save your friend, we get our freedom. Now, that's a fair exchange, isn't it?
You know I can't trust you, McKeever.
Well, what's your choice? Watching the Indian die?
You're right. I have no choice. I trusted you once and made a bad mistake. Now I'm going to try again. This time I hope you'll make your uncle live up to his promise.
What about me, mister?
Now, let's get Tonto out of there. We'll need some branches.
Steady, Tonto! Come on!
Hurry up, Uncle Seth. If he sinks any deeper, we'll never get him out.
Stay put, boy, stay put.
But you promised.
Sure, I promised. I'd have promised anything to put a bullet in that masked man. Now they're both gonna die. First him, then the Indian.
No!
You gone crazy, boy?
You said you were going to help him. That's exactly what you're going to do.
But so you could put us both in jail? Not on your life.
You taught me to live by your code, Uncle Seth, not by his. And I will shoot you if I have to. Now you help him. I said help him.
All right, Chris, take it easy. Grab it, Tonto!
McKeever! Hurry! McKeever!
You all right now, Tonto?
Me fine now, Kemo Sabe.
Chris, I'm glad you didn't let me down this time. Thanks. Now I'll take my guns.
I'm sorry, mister. I can't let you have them just yet.
What do you mean?
You saved my Uncle Ward's life. I figured I owed you one. But I owe something to my Uncle Seth, too. He's my blood kin. He's looked after me all these years.
What's he made of you? A hunted criminal.
I know he's done a lot of things wrong. And so have I. But I can't let you take him in.
That's right, boy, that's right.
Don't trust him, Chris. Believe me.
Look, Chris, this is one time the masked man's wrong. Blood's thicker than water. You know that. I'll do anything you say.
Then help Uncle Ward on his horse so we can get away from here.
Why, sure, boy, sure. You're a soft-hearted fool, boy. Now they're both gonna die.
No!
How bad is it, son?
Nicked me in the shoulder. I reckon I'll live to serve out my jail term. How long do you think it'll be?
You saved our lives just now. You proved there was more good in you than bad. That's something Tonto and I will tell the judge. Now, let's take a look at that shoulder.
McKeever brothers look plenty good behind bars, Kemo Sabe.
Now, they won't be causing trouble for a long, long time.
What about Boy? You think him stay on right side of law when him get out of prison?
I'm sure he will, Tonto. He's had a bad start in life. He's learned his lesson. I don't believe he'll make the same mistake.
I feel good to help Boy like Chris.
It always feels good to steer a man from wrong to right. Let's get him out of it.
It's all your fault, kid. We'll be lucky if we don't spend the rest of our lives here.
Maybe it's no more than we deserve. We've hurt a lot of people in our time.
That masked man. Someday I'm gonna get him. Sooner or later, I'm gonna get him.
A lot of outlaws have tried that, Uncle Seth. None of them have ever succeeded. You see, he happens to be the Lone Ranger.
I'll